but who you grew up with, not just went on like local summer holidays with he or she who was also probably around the same age, and your parents were friends with their parents and they would do that typical holiday, down the road sort of beach vibes. Um, and there's some things that are coming through specifically for this, is that they've always been on your mind, and that's what's profound. It's because there's been so many years since you knew this person. Why would you still be thinking about them? I'm picking up on ages like 39 or 46 or 21. There might be, there's a few of them. Take as it resonates. But they play on your mind, and it actually does have a significant impact on the marriages or relationships you had before. It's a niggling, and it's not quite understandable, not from yourself. It seems a bit strange. But one of the things I saw was a cove. I'm going to try and draw it for you. Cove like this, almost like a church door arch in the cove, and behind it some rockery sticking out, jutting out, and a sailboat. And I think that you went there as children. That was the holiday spot that I'm picking up on. And you're a bit unsure because now you're separated. And I would say that whoever I'm talking to is separated. Maybe not finalised in a divorce, but separated. And you're like, I don't want to get to the grey and old stage and it's still been niggling at me. Well, I'm hoping, whoever this is for, and I do feel like it's a very specific person, you see this as a sign, and I don't mean just like that, but if you have that niggling and it seems so odd in practical terms, then it's not. And I really think that you're going to revisit this place with the cove and the like door arch style. I'll see if I can draw it onto the video. And I do really, really feel like you're gonna bump into them. Like, go back there whenever it feels right. When you think, sod it, let's go. I am also thinking of dates, 22nd of July or June. And something to do with roller coasters. I'm not sure why, it just popped into my head. Also, crazy golf. But I'm also getting lovely bones. Like, that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The death card energy, that's about rebirth or rebirthing something, restarting, starting it where, in a different kind of situation. But I'm also getting crazy golf. So maybe this is somewhere that you went on holiday in this cove as children and they had like arcades or crazy golf. That sort of, for me, I'm British, and we have those, like, you've got Blackpool and Brighton, and they have all these things, and these really fits with what I feel like I'm picking up on. Then also I'm picking up on is something to do with family trees. Again, it links kind of in. I do really feel like this is for a very select few people, but mostly I do think it is going to be for the collective, not the collective, sorry, for very specific people. Now, I've been reading trees and signs in the trees, seeing shapes and things, and it all came at the same time. And what I'm really feeling is a separation. Now, family tree, it doesn't just have to be your own ancestry, it can be your chosen ancestry. It doesn't actually have to be somebody or people who are like your actual aunties or uncles. It can be chosen, or people you grew up with that you called auntie but weren't, that sort of thing. And I'm wondering if this is how the becoming estranged happened. In fact, now I'm thinking of it, I'm thinking, you know, your mum's best friend, you know, who you called auntie, you grew up with, you know, you weren't related to their kids, but you grew up all together in a sense. Very involved in each other's lives. But I'm seeing a tree with a fallen big old branch, and I'm just getting the impression of cut off game, something that's separated you, something from your family tree, and roots there. And seeing again this whole holiday vibe. There was a plane going to the right and a bird flying to the left, over the top of this tree. And the birds for me mean messages, and it also means nature and connectedness. So you're kind of the metaverse, the spiritual verse, messages from the past, reflecting on the past, looking to the left, looking back. And whereas the plane is moving forward, is flying off like I'm going on a jet holiday. And and the song Someday, and it, you know, yesterday came suddenly, and I believe in yesterday is a contemplation. Again, the niggling and the travelling and all of these aspects coming together. I really do feel that you feel quite sad. Wouldn't it have been nice? Maybe your parents separated a friendship. There was a break in that friendship, and that's how you lost this connection. Maybe you're sad. I mean, if it had gone differently, you know, you would have been in each other's lives. You wouldn't be thinking about them. Maybe you're even thinking, maybe that's the only reason that you think about them so often, is because, you know, they felt like family, or they felt significant, you know. But this person's playing on your mind in so many ways, and maybe you think about that. Yeah. I'm going to take a short break, and I'm going to carry on.